Hi friends, welcome back to new session. In the last session, if you see in the construction of DC machines topic in chapter number 4 DC machines regarding armature winding, we know in DC machines armature winding may be lap winding or it may be wave winding. So we discussed in the last video about lap winding. Now in this session, let me discuss about wave winding. Okay, wave winding. Wave winding. Okay. Now, if you see in the last video also, for explaining this lap winding, we had taken two things. Nothing but we calculated coil span and we calculated. We had taken a commutator pitch. By using coil span and a commutator pitch, we designed lap winding. Like that here also. So let me explain wave winding by taking commutator pitch and by calculating a coil span. Coil span means what? Distance between two coil sides of a coil is called coil span. So I just represented coil span with a beta. Okay. So guys, in the last video only I had given a formula for wave winding. To be frank, a commutator pitch formula for wave winding as 2 by P into S plus or minus 1. This is the formula I had given. So whereas for lap winding I had given YC, commutator pitch YC equals to plus or minus 1, where plus is for progressive winding, minus is for retrogressive winding. So in wave winding also, if you see commutator pitch formula, YC equal to 2 by P into S plus or minus 1, where plus is for progressive winding, minus is for retrogressive winding. Generally we'll be discussing about progressive winding. So by default, if nothing mentioned means you please take it as a progressive winding and please take a plus symbol. Okay, right. Let me take some data so that we can explain a wave winding. So let me take slots is equals to, I'm just going to take here slots, 9 slots I'm just taking here, and poles I'm just taking here 4 poles, 9 slots, 4 poles. And in DC machine, so DC machine by default the winding will be double layer winding. So if I take a double layer winding, in double layer winding we know that the number of coils is equal to number of slots. Okay, so let me write that. In double layer winding, number of coils is equals to what? Number of coils equals to number of slots. Number of slots. So how many number of slots I taken in this example? 9 slots. So number of coils will be 9. And guys, number of commutator segments will be equal to number of coils. This relation also I explained while I was explaining about the commutator. Okay. So number of commutator segments equal to number of commutator segments. Number of commutator segments equal to what I said? Equal to number of coils. This already we know. And how many number of coils are there in this example? 8. Therefore, number of commutator segments will be equals to 9. Is it clear? And one more thing. See, let me calculate for this example coil span. Coil span beta is equal to, what is the formula? Slots per pole. So tell me guys, here how many number of slots are there? 9 by poles means what I can take here? 4 poles. So it will be around 2 point something like that. So please take 2. So coil span equals to 2 you are getting here. Now please calculate commutator pitch also. YC equal to 2 by P into S plus or minus 1. In that I am just taking plus because I am just writing formula for progressive winding, where winding is going from left side to right side. Okay. So tell me from this commutator pitch YC equals to what? 2 by P means what here? How many number of poles? 4 into slots 9 plus 1. So what about this value? So 2 by 4 into 10, you are going to have 5. 5 is the value. Commutator pitch equals how much value you are getting? 5. And coil span how much you are getting here? 2. Okay. So by using these two things, coil span beta and commutator pitch, So we are going to design wave winding. Before that, you tell me guys, first of all, let me have one table column here. So here let me take coils, here, and let me take here commutator segments, okay. So let me complete this tabular column. See guys, for this let us assume that if winding is started from first conductor, I can say 1. See, I already told you that in a double layer winding, suppose in slot number 1, so if it starts from a slot number 1 top conductor, it should go to example here in this case, what is the coil span? Because distance between two coil sides of a coil is called coil span. No, if you want to have a coil, so from 1 to where you should know. Okay, from 1 to where you should know means 1 to 1 plus beta you should calculate. 1 to 1 plus beta means 2 is the value. 1 plus 2 means 3. So there 3 means you should write 3 dash, because I already told you if a coil starts from example, if a slot number 1 it starts from top conductor, in slot number 3 it should go to bottom conductor. Therefore 1 2 you should go to 1 to what I said, 1 plus coil span beta, 1 plus beta is equals to 1 plus beta value, how much here 2, you are getting here 3, but don't forget to write here 3 dash. Don't write 3, it's a 3 dash, because I already told you in double layer winding, if coil starts from in slot number 1, if it starts from top conductor to slot number 3 bottom conductor, means bottom conductor represented with 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, like that, whereas top conductors can be represented with 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. Okay, so 1 2 3 dash. And see guys, here complete segments, suppose here top means slot 1 top conductor, if it is connected to segment number 1, okay, and tell me slot number 3 bottom conductor, nothing but 3 dash will be connected to which segment, that you have to find out. So that how can you get this one? Very simple, 1 plus commutator pitch YC. So 1 plus, what is the value of YC here? 5. 1 plus 5, okay, nothing but I can say here 6. That means what is the meaning here? If you take 1 3 dash coil, in that 1 3 dash coil, so one conductor is coming now. Conductor number 1 is connected to segment number 1, whereas conductor number 3 dash is connected to segment number 6. Is it clear guys? Suppose if in this segment 6, if 6th conductor is connected, 6th slot top conductor is connected, so from 6 to where it will go? Very simple, 6 to 6 plus beta. What is the value of beta? Once again, 6 plus beta value, how much here? 2. 6 plus 2, it will go to 8. Don't forget to write 8 dash. Okay, 8 dash. Now see, 6th conductor is connected to 6th segment, and so 8 dash conductor will be connected to, I can say very simple, 6 plus YC. What is the value of YC here guys? YC value 5. So 6 plus 5, nothing but I can say 11. But tell me guys, how many number of total commutator segments equals how much here? You are having number of commutator segments equals number of coils only equal to 9 only, but you are getting here 11. That means 11 minus 9. How we are getting this 11 to this 9? Maximum number, that is 9 only, no? 9 plus 2, if I add, you are getting 11. Is it clear? That means 11 can be written as, so this 11 means I can say 9 plus 2. So in place of 11, simply I can write here 2, second segment. That means what is the meaning here? If you take 6 8 dash coil, so conductor number 6 is connected to segment number 6, whereas conductor number 8 dash is connected to segment number 2. That is the meaning, right? Now once again, so to this complete segment second conductor will be connected. So from 2 to 2 plus coil span value, 2 plus 2, you are getting here 4. You should write here 4 dash, because in double layer winding I told 2 to 4 dash you should go. Don't write 2 to 4, it's a 2 to 4 dash. Next, second conductor, as I told you, it is connected to second segment. Next, so 2 plus, so what is the value of YC here? 5. You are getting here 7. Okay, 7th segment. That means if you take 2 4 dash coil, so it means conductor number 2 is connected to second segment, whereas conductor number 4 dash is connected to, I can say 7th segment. Okay. Next guys, to this seventh segment, seventh conductor will be connected. So 7 to 7 plus coil span, 7 plus 2 is the value, getting here 9, 9 dash you should write. Okay, so here seventh conductor, as I told you, it is connected to seventh segment 7. So this 9 dash conductor will be connected to, very simple, I can write here 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5 means what is the value here? You are getting 12. So tell me what is the maximum commutator segment number here? You are getting 9 only. So tell me how you are getting this 12. I can write 9 plus 3, no? 9 plus 3. That means in place of 12 simply I can write 3. Is it clear? Now similarly to this segment number 3, third conductor will be connected. So 3 plus coil span means 2. So it will be 5 dash. So third conductor will be connected to third commutator segment. So 3 plus commutator segment of 5 is the value 8, I can say. That means what? 3 5 dash coil if you take guys, 3 conductor is connected to 3 segment and 5 dash conductor is connected to, I can say, 8th commutator segment. Okay. Next, to this 8th segment, 8th conductor will be connected. So 8 plus coil span 2 is the value 10. So but you know what is the maximum number of coils? I said 9 only, but you are getting here 10. So 10 means what you should write here? 10 minus 9 only, no? That means I can say 1. So here 10 means it is nothing but 1. So should write 1 dash, because 10 how you will get this 10? 9 plus 1. So 1 dash. So 8 1 dash is a coil. 8th conductor is connected to 8th segment and this 1 dash connector is connected to, as I told you, 8 plus 5. So what about this value? 13. 13 means what here? You are having maximum number of commutator segments 9 only. So how can you do this? How can you write this 13? So 9 plus 4. That means it's connected to 4th segment. Is it clear? Once again, to this 4th segment, 4th conductor will be connected. So 4 plus, what is the coil span here? 2. 4 plus 2. I can write here 6 dash. So to this 4th conductor will be connected to 4th segment and 6th conductor will be connected to, as I told you, I can say 4 plus 5, nothing but 9. So this 6 dash connector is connected to 9th segment. Is it clear guys? Next, this 9th segment, 9th conductor will be connected. So 9 plus, what is the coil span here? 2. 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 means what here? I can say 11. But you know 11, you are getting maximum number of coils are 9 only. So 11 minus 9, you will be getting how much? 2 dash. So this 9th conductor will be connected to 9th segment and 9 plus 5. So 9 plus 5 means how much here? You can write here. I can say 9th conductor will be connected to 9th segment. And what about this 2 dash conductor? It will be connected to 9 plus YC, 9 plus 5. I can say 14 is the value. So how can you write this 14? You are getting maximum number of commutator segments are 9 only, no? So please tell me 9 plus 5. That means it is connected to, you can say 5th segment. Okay, right. Now please let me write last one here. To this 5th segment, 5th conductor is connected. So 5 plus coil span 2, you are getting here 7 dash is the conductor. To this 5th conductor is connected to 5th segment 5 and 5 plus I can say 5. What is the commutator pitch value? 5, no? 5 plus 5, you are getting here 10. So but how can you write this 10? How can you write this 10? What is the maximum number of commutator segments? You are having 9 only, no? So how can you write this 10? I can say 10 means I can say 9 plus 1, nothing but this value is 1. So if you observe guys clearly, so it starts from commutator segment 1, so it ended with commutator segment number 1. Is it clear? That means I got a I got a closed winding. Okay. So by using this tabular column, we are going to design the wave winding. Before that, if you try to see this diagram, as I told you, 1 3 dash is the conductor, 1 3 dash is the conductor, sorry, coil. You can say 1 3 dash is the coil. 1 3 dash coil is connected between, I mean to say 1 3 dash coil, conductor number 1 is connected to segment number 1, segment number I can say 1, and 3 dash conductor is connected to segment number 6, segment number 6. So please try to see this top indication nothing but 1 3 dash nothing but coil name. This 1 6 is it is indication of segments names. Okay, so I just indicate this coil. Now let me show second coil. I can say 6 8 dash is the second coil. 6 8 dash is the second coil. 6 8 dash is the second coil. It is connected between sixth segment and second segment. Sixth segment and can say second segment. Now similarly, I just complete this one also. Let me show third coil. 2 4 dash. 2 4 dash is a coil. 2 4 dash is the coil. Okay, it is connected between what and what? Second segment and seventh segment. Second segment and I can say seventh segment. So right now let me show fourth coil. 7 9 dash is the fourth coil. 7 9 dash. 7 9 dash is the fourth coil. 7 9 dash is the fourth coil. It is connected between seventh segment and the third segment. Seventh segment and third segment. Next, this is nothing but fourth one, right? Fourth one completed. Now let me show fifth coil. So 3 5 dash. So 3 5 dash. 3 5 dash is the coil which is connected between third segment and eighth segment. Third segment and eighth segment. Okay, eighth segment. Now let me show 6 1 8 1 dash. 8 1 dash. 8 1 dash is the coil which is connected between eighth segment and fourth segment. Eighth segment and fourth segment. Is it clear? Next, now let me show seventh one. Okay, 4 6 dash is the coil. 4 6 dash is the coil which is connected between fourth segment and ninth segment. Fourth segment and ninth segment. Okay, next I can say this one. What is that? 9 2 dash is the coil. 9 2 dash is the coil connected between the ninth segment and the fifth segment. Ninth segment and the fifth segment here. Next, last coil. So I can say 5 7 dash is the coil. 5 7 dash is the coil connected between fifth segment and first segment. Fifth segment and first segment. Okay, here is the first segment now. So let me, you are going to have a closed winding here because this one is nothing but this one only. So I am just going to connect this portion. Is it clear, guys? So this is what I can say. We are going to have a designing like this. Okay, right. Now what I am saying is, so this let me draw develop a diagram by using this tabular column data, okay, or by using this one, anyone you can use. Okay, so I'm just going to erase this portion. Okay, please try to press pause button and just try to draw this one because I'm just going to erase this portion. Okay, right guys. Now let me develop a diagram. Same connection whatever I just shown here, this one only becomes developed diagram, but generally developed diagram will be somewhat easy for you to understand. That's why let me draw developed diagram. Tell me guys, how many number of slots are there here? 9 slots are there, no? Okay, in that I already told it's a double layer winding we are using. In DC machine generally will be using double layer winding. So double layer winding means in each slot you will be having 2 coil sides. Okay, 2 coil sides. Therefore in slot number 1 you will be having 2 coil sides. Nothing but 2 conductors will be there. Example, slot number 1 dash is the conductor. 1 conductor nothing but top conductor. 1 dash nothing but I can say lower conductor, or I can say bottom conductor. Let me show first of all 9 slots. In each slot, let me show two coil sides. Okay, that means let me show 18 coil sides on the board. Okay, so please try to see here. Yeah, in slot number 1, top conductor nothing but 1 dash, 1 dash, 1 dash. I am just going to give numbering like this. It's nothing but 1 and it's nothing but 1 dash. Like that, let me give up to 9 dash. Okay, you please try to draw with me. It's very simple only. 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash, 8 dash, and 9 dash. Okay, so I had taken 1 dash coil side here, 2, let me use different color, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash, 8 dash, 9 dash. Okay, total I am having 9 slots. In each slot I am having 2 coil sides, so I can show like this. Okay, so length should be same for having a neat diagram. Okay, right, let me take same length, so diagram will be nice. Okay, right guys, and let me show commutator segments under this coils. Okay, as I told you, this designing part is not that much important for a gate, but it is important for the people, those who are preparing for ESC, especially for conventional questions. It will be important for subjective questions, subjective type questions. It will be important, not important for objective type. Anyway, let us see. Yeah. So tell me how many number of commutator segments will be there. Number of commutator segments will be equal to number of coils will be equal to 9. No, so let me show 9 commutator segments here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So after 9, once again it will come. It will start with 1. No, 1. If you want, you can write 2, 3, and so on. Because it's a circular portion. No, circular portion means you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After 9, once again it will start with the 1, 2, 3 like that. Right. Now let me complete the connection. So tell me guys. First of all, 1 3 dash is the coil, right? 1 3 dash is the coil. So 1 3 dash means the what is nothing but 1 conductor. 3 dash means here. 1 3 dash means this one. 1 3 dash is a coil. Okay. See, for having some neat diagram, I had taken some reference here so that all overhang position will be same. See, I am just taking reference only. This red color, there is no significance because of this red color. Don't worry, I am just going to erase that one. For having neat diagram only, I had taken that reference. Okay, right. 1 3 dash is the coil. 1 3 dash is the coil, guys. Now tell me, this first conductor means in coil slot number 1, whatever top conductor is there, nothing but top conductors I just showed with a solid line there. Okay, this top conductor nothing but 1 is connected to which commutator segment? I can say 1. No, it is connected to 1. So I can say, one first conductor is connected to first completed segment like this. Okay, is it clear? And what about 3 dash? 3 dash is the another conductor in this 1 3 dash coil. This 3 dash is connected to which segment? 3 dash is connected to what I can say? 1 plus 5. Why is the completed pitch here? 1 plus 5 nothing but 6. So 3 dash will be connected to 6. 3 dash nothing but this one. This is connected to 6. Okay, for 3 dash. So let me take some whites from these segments so that we can have connections. Right. So this is about one conductor is connected to first segment and 3 dash is a conductor connected to I can say 6th segment. Okay, this one is completed. Now please tell me what about remaining. So to this 6th segment I can say, to this 6th segment 6th conductor will be connected. No, to this 6th segment 6th conductor is connected. That means to this 6th segment 6th conductor means this one. No, so it is connected. To this 6th segment 6th conductor is connected. Okay, to this 6th segment 6th conductor is connected. And what is the other conductor of this 6 8 dash coil? 6 plus 2 8 dash. No, so I had taken this 6 okay, and 6 8 dash is the coil. So from 6 we should go to 8 dash. So 6 to 8 dash. 6 to 8 dash. 6 8 dash is the coil. In that 6 8 dash coil, I told you 6th conductor is connected to 6th segment. What about 8 dash? 8 dash conductor is connected to 2nd segment. No, so here 6th conductor is connected to 6th segment and 8 dash is connected to 2nd segment. 8 dash is connected to 2nd segment like this. Is it clear? So I just completed this second one also. Like that we are going to complete our diagram. Okay, very simple, there is nothing to confuse. Okay, next to this second segment okay, second conductor is connected. Okay, I mean to say, so here second is the conductor. To this second segment second conductor will be connected. Yes, let me show like this. Yes, connected. And tell me, in this 2 4 dash coil, if I take one coil side means second conductor, what is the other coil side conductor? 4 dash. So you should go from 2 to 4 dash. So 2 to 4 dash means you should go like this. 2 to 4 dash means you please go like this. 2 to 4 dash. 2 to 4 dash. Okay guys, 2 to 4 dash. So as I told you, second conductor is connected to 2nd segment. So what about 4 dash conductor is connected to 7th segment? No, 7th segment. So 4 dash is this conductor, it is connected to 7th segment. So let me give connection to this 7th segment. Is it clear? Right. So I think we complete this third one also. Now what about the 4th one? So as I told you, 7th to this 7th segment, okay, 7th conductor is connected. So here is the 7th segment, 7th conductor is this one. So to this 7th segment 7th conductor means this one, it is connected. It is connected. Okay, and tell me guys, what is the other, I mean for this 7 9 dash coil, if one coil side is 7th conductor, what is another coil side? It's nothing but 9 dash. No, so from 7 to 9 dash you should go. From 7 to 9 dash you should go. From 7 to 9 dash means here is this is nothing but 9 dash. You should go here from 7 to 9 dash. Okay, and one more thing, suppose see if 7th conductor is connected to 7th segment, what about 9 dash? 9 dash conductor is connected to 3rd segment. No, so here 9 dash is conductor, it is connected to what here? You can say, I mean, 3rd segment. Okay, see this 9 dash is connected to, I can say, 3rd segment. If you want, you can show here also. Like this. See, to this 3rd segment, I said 9 dash is connected. No, so to this 3rd segment 9 dash is connected. I can show that 9 dash here also for your understanding point of view. Is it clear, guys? Right. Next, if you want, I can show this one also. To this second segment, what I said, A dash is connected. To this second segment, A dash is connected. Let me show this one also for your understanding point of view. A dash, nothing, very simple. A dash and 9 dash. A dash is connected to second. A dash is connected to second. I'm just showing here this side also. And 9 dash is connected to 3. Yes, 9 dash is connected to 3. I'm just showing in this side also. Okay, right. Now guys, so let me, I think you complete this one now. 7 9 dash coil. Yes, 7 9 dash coil. 7 is connected to 7 segment. 7 is connected to 7 segment. 9 dash is connected to third segment. So I think this one completed. So completed. Okay. Next. Now what about 3 5 dash? Otherwise, if you see this to this third segment, so you know to this third segment, third conductor is connected. Okay. So to this third segment, third conductor is connected. That means this is nothing but third conductor. No, it is connected. Yes. Okay. I connected here. I given connection. Next, in this 3 5 dash coil, so it starts from 3. It should go to 5 dash. So it should go to 5 dash means to here. 5 dash means like this it should go. Okay. As I told you, in 3 5 dash coil, 3 is the conductor connected to third segment. 5 dash is the conductor connected to 8th segment. Okay. So 5 dash will be connected to 8th segment. This is 5 dash. This is what I can say 8th segment. It is connected to 8th segment like this. Okay, guys. I think we complete this one also. Like this, step by step we have to complete all those. That's very simple. Designing is very simple, but seems to be very difficult, but very simple. Okay. Now tell me, to this 8th segment, 8th conductor will be connected. To this 8th segment, 8th conductor will be connected means, yes, this is what I can say 8th conductor. Okay, 8th conductor will be connected to 8th segment. Okay. And in this 8 1 dash coil, 8 1 dash coil, it starts from 8, it should go to 1 dash. It starts from 8. It should go to what I said 1 dash, 2 1 dash, 2 1 dash. 2 1 dash means, guys, so let me try to this 1 dash means from 8 it is going to 2 1 dash. No, here is the 1 dash. So let me draw like this. To this 1 dash, as I told you, from 8 it is coming to 1 dash. That means I should write here from 8. From 8 it is coming to 1 dash. And I told you this in this 8 1 dash coil, 8 is connected to 8th segment. Yes, 8 conductor is connected to 8th segment. And what about 1 dash conductor will be connected to 4th segment. Okay, so 1 dash, this is nothing but 1 dash conductor connected to what I said 4th segment. 4th segment. 4th segment means, yes, it will be like this. Okay, guys, I think this portion also completed. Next, please. So to this 4th segment, I said 4th conductor will be connected now. So to this 4th segment, 4th conductor with this one, it is connected. Yes, this is the connection. And tell me, in this 4 6 dash coil, if 4 is connected to 4th segment, what about 6 dash will be connected to 9th segment? So first of all, we should show that 4 6 dash coil. This is what I can say 4 6 dash means here. So let me give connection like this. Yeah, 4 6 dash is the coil. Okay, guys. So as I told you, 6 dash 4 is connected to 4th segment. 6 dash is connected to 9th segment. So 6 dash is this conductor connected to 9th segment means it will be connected to 9th segment like this. Okay, guys. I think this one also you completed. Now last 2 are pending. So to this 9th segment, I said the 9th conductor will be connected. So to this 9th segment, 9 conductor is this one. It will be connected like this. Okay. Now here 9 2 dash is the coil. From 9 connection will go to 2 dash. So like this, from 9 2 dash, it will go to 2 dash. That means from 2 dash to this 2 dash, it is coming from which one here? It is coming from what I said. So from 9 it is going 2 dash means to this 2 dash it is coming from 9 no? From 9 it is coming towards 2 dash. Okay. So tell me guys, in this 9 2 dash coil, 9th conductor is connected to, it is a 9th segment, whereas 2 dash conductor will be connected to what here? 5th segment. So this is what I can say, 2 dash conductor will be connected to 5th segment like this. Okay guys. So I think we complete this one also. Last one please. Last one. So tell me, to this 5th segment, 5th conductor will be connected. Okay, to this 5th segment, 5th conductor will be connected means it will be like this. Okay. Now 5 7 dash is a coil. So from 5 we should go to 7 dash. From 5 we should go to 7 dash. Is 7 dash is the 5 is up ending here. So 5 to 7 dash means like this. You should go. Right. In this 5 7 dash coil, as I told you, 5th conductor is connected to 5th segment. What about 7 dash conductor will be connected to first segment. Okay. See, 7 dash will be connected to first segment. Okay. So this 7 dash conductor will be connected to first segment. Okay. First segment. If you want, I can show here also. From here, it is connected to first segment. From which conductor? To this first segment. 7 dash is connected. Okay, 7 dash is connected to first segment. No, 7 dash is connected to first segment. Okay, is it clear guys? So I think it's very simple, there is nothing to worry. So diagram is very easy only, but this will be important for the people, as I told you, those who are preparing for ESC, engineering service examination, especially for conventional questions it will be important, but for gate point of view they won't ask you to design all those things. Okay guys, next. Tell me how many number of poles are there in this data. I'm having 4 poles now. And what about slots per pole value? Slots per pole value how much here? 2. That means so slots per pole. Let me take first slot. The second slot will be under north pole, and third slot and the fourth slot will be under south pole. 5 and 6 under once again north pole. 7 and 8 dash will be under south pole, and that's what I can say neutral portion. Nothing but neutral portion. Okay. Now guys, and if you see in the previous video, there is no need to repeat once again. I already taken in the previous video. Suppose if you take direction of armature winding, I can say direction of motion of a conductor in this direction. If I take a motion of conductor in this direction, I think in the last video also I had taken the same direction. For lap winding also I had taken the same direction. If you take direction of motion of the conductor in this direction, okay, and if you take north pole, south pole like this, I clearly explained it. You please try to refer that video. So whatever the conductors which are under north pole, so direction of current will be upwards. Please try to refer previous video for knowing this direction. If you apply Fleming's right hand rule, so conductors which are under north pole, so direction of current will be upwards. Conductors under south pole, direction of current will be downwards. For this motion of conductor direction, and if you take north pole, under north pole conductors direction of current will be upwards, under south pole conductors direction of current will be downwards. So let me complete that. South pole means downward direction current here, downward. Those who are having doubt, they can check previous video. Okay, here north pole upwards, south pole downwards. Okay, this is not under the influence of I can say pole. Okay, right guys. Now please let me complete this segment number. If you see segment number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So let me place brushes. Let me please decide where we have to place brushes. Okay guys. So tell me guys, in the 7 dash conductor, what is the direction of current? Downwards. It is downwards, right here, downwards. In the segment number 1 is connected to between the 7 dash and 1. No, in conductor number 1 it is upwards. It is coming, it is going. If you apply KCL, so for this node, so result current will be 0 here. I don't have any current, 0 amperes will be there here. So there is no need to connect brush here. Now what about if you take a second segment, guys, second segment from 8 dash. 8 dash means downward arrow mark. Yes, downward arrow mark. Okay, and its second segment is connected to what I said. The second one, second connector also. It is once again upwards. From 8 dash is downwards. It is upwards. Do you have any result current here? No. Once again, there is no need to place brush here. And what about third segment? So this third segment is connected between 9 dash conductor and 3. So 3 means see, it's downward, right? Downward means, let me show here downward like this. And 9 dash, I don't have any current. Suppose if you want to place brush, because I don't have any current through this 9, so if I consider this direction only, yes, if you want, I'll tell you about this dotted brushes afterwards. So generally, if you take brush here, it is coming downwards, no? Because here 0, it is coming downwards. This will be downward direction. Okay, guys. Now what about segment number 4? It is connected between 1 dash. 1 dash means upward arrow mark. Yes, upward arrow mark. And it is between what? I can say this 4. 4 nothing but downwards, I can say. See, 4 is connected between 1 dash, upward arrow mark, 4 downward arrow mark. Do you have any resonant current here? No. So there is no need to connect brush once again. And what about fifth segment? If you see, guys, fifth segment is connected between 2 dash. 2 dash means direction of current will be upwards, and it is connected to what I can say 5 also. 5 also upwards. So resonant current will be upwards here. So definitely brush will be there. Brush will be there here. Brush will be there. And what is the direction of current at this brush? Upwards. And what about sixth segment, I can say sixth segment. I mean to say sixth segment. So sixth segment is connected between 3 dash. 3 dash direction of current downwards. And it is connected between 3 dash and what I said 6 here upwards. Okay. Do you have any result current here? No. Therefore there is no need to place brush here. If you take seventh segment, it is between 4 dash. 4 dash means downwards, and here 7 downwards. So result will be downwards. So you can place brush once again at the 7th segment will be downward direction. And what about 8th segment? If you take, guys, 8th segment is connected between 5 dash, upward arrow mark, and I can say 8 downward. So result current 0, there is no need to connect brush here. And if you take a last segment, 9th segment, so it is between what I said 6 dash, yes, it is upward arrow mark, and between 9 dash, no, there is no current in 9 dash. So suppose if you want me to take a brush by considering only this conductor 6 dash, okay, so let me show this dotted brush like this. It will be upwards. Okay, see, if you see it, try to see only, I can say don't try to see this dotted color brush. Please try to see only this a solid color, solid line. This is one brush, this is another brush. That means in wave winding generally will be having 2 brushes only. Wave winding number of brushes equals to 2 only. Suppose for large DC machine, if you want more brushes, for large DC machines, number of brushes may be equal to number of poles. See example, if you take this one also brush, if you take this one also as a brush, so it total becomes 4 brushes, number of poles equals to 4. So that at that time number of brushes will be equal to what I can say number of poles which is equal to 4. Generally wave winding means number of brushes equals to, I can say 2 only, these 2 only. And if for large DC machine, so number of brushes may be as many as the number of poles. Suppose here number of poles 4, you can take number of brushes also equal to 4 you can take. Okay, for that extra 2 brushes only I am just showing with this 2 dotted brushes. Okay, guys. Now see, wherever current is, current is leaving, okay, this one I will take it as a positive brush here. Okay, guys, positive brush. So leaving here, no, once again I can say positive brush. Entering means let me take as negative brush. Entering means let me take as negative brush. So if you try to see previous video also, there I told whenever current is leaving from the brush, so generator point of view, so we can give polarity for this brush as a plus. Whenever current is entering, we will take it as a, I can say minus. Okay, guys. So this plus is connected to, I can say plus is connected to once again, what I can say plus, and this minus brush is connected to once again minus brush. So ultimately we are going to have two polarities outside. Okay guys, so this is what wave winding designing, okay. Please try to complete this, and after drawing this one, you please try to press pause button, just try to copy all those things, and let me give some point here, please note down. Theoretically there are only two parallel paths. There are only two parallel paths in wave winding. Theoretically, there are only two parallel paths in wave winding. So we require only two brushes. But for large DC machine, we can use as many brushes as there are number of poles in the DC machine, okay guys. So generally number of parallel paths equals what I said, 2 only, but for large DC machine you can take number of brushes which is equal to number of poles, okay, right. Now please try to copy this one. Yeah. Okay. So tell me guys, in this data example, suppose let us assume that slots is equals to, if I take actually slots equals to 9, okay, but let us assume that slots equals to S and number of poles equal to P. I am just taking here, and let me give some points here, please try to note down. Generally suppose if you are having two brushes, so no doubt one brush will be under north pole and another brush will be under south pole. Generally if you take two brushes, if you take any designing point of view, if you are having two brushes, one brush will be under north pole and another brush will be under south pole, that everybody knows that, okay. So please let me give some points, please note down here, please note down. One brush will be under north pole, another brush will be under south pole, so that is just try to remember as a note. Now please let me complete the statements. I am asking some questions here, please try to answer. Number of commutator segments, so please try to understand, I am just giving here 4 points like that, please try to note down those 4 points. Number of commutator segments between north pole and south pole, equals to, what is the formula? What might be the formula? Please try to understand. I am asking number of commutator segments between north pole and the south pole. So tell me what might be the formula for this in terms of slots and poles. I am asking in terms of slots and poles. If you see guys, very simple, I am asking, suppose total slots if I take S, total poles if I take P, I am asking if one pole is under a north pole, another pole will be under south pole only, that everybody knows that. Number of commutator segments between north pole and south pole is equals to what means? So simply I can say slots per pole only, no? Slots per pole only. slots per pole only. Example, see, if I make example, if you take here total S slots are there, I am having P poles. So for one pole, you will be I can say number of commutator segments between north pole and south pole means S by P is the formula. Okay, I'll do one thing. So let me take this diagram so that you will be having some clarity. Suppose let me take north pole and south pole, guys. See, guys, if you take this north pole and south pole, so here you will be having some clarity. Please try to understand clearly. If you take this north pole and this south pole, so in this north pole south pole, let us assume that in this north pole you are having slot number 1, slot number 2. No, example, let me take slot number 1. Slot number 1, you please try to take slot number 1. Slot number 1 means it is coming and connected to the segment counted segment number 1. No, counted segment number 1. Okay, like this here. Okay, and see, guys, in a south pole, if I take here first slot, please take the south pole also. I can say third slot. Slot top conductor. There is nothing to confuse. Very simple. I am asking here. I am just going to give formula for number of commutator segments between north pole and south pole. For that, if you take this north pole and if you take this south pole, under this north pole, if you take slot number 1 top conductor means this one. Slot number in under south pole, take slot number 3. In slot number 3, this 3 is the top conductor. So this 3 is connected to what I can say? Third segment, right? Third segment. So 3. So I can say here under south pole, top conductor means 3 is connected to 3 segment. Under north pole, okay, one conductor is slot number 1 top conductor means one conductor is connected to what I can say, segment number 1. So 3 minus 1 means how much here? 2. No, in this example 3 minus 1 means what I can say? 2. That is equal to slots per pole only. If you observe clearly, how many number of slots in this example? 9. Pole means what? 4. 9 by 4 approximately equals to 2 only. No, that means number of commutator segments between north pole and south pole equals to slots per pole only. You are getting 2 here. Thus 2 will be equal to what I can say? Slots per pole. Already if you observe clearly, what is the value of coil span in our question? Coil span equals to beta slots per pole value how much? 2. Yes, 2 equals slots per pole. But here, guys, don't confuse. Suppose if I take under north pole, if I take slot number 1 top conductor, under south pole, slot number 3 top conductors 3 only you should take here. These two you have to, the one slot number 1, conductor number 1, conductor number 3 you have to compare. Suppose if you want to compare in under north pole, slot number 1 bottom conductor, if you take 1 dash, under south pole also, okay, slot number 3 bottom conductor means what is 3 dash. So 1 dash is connected to what I can say? 1 dash is connected to 4, okay, and what about 3 dash is connected to what I can say? 6. So once again 6 minus 4 how much here? 2 only. So like that, please try to compare. If you take here top conductor, slot number 1 top conductor means in under south pole, slot number 3 top conductor only you should take. Under north pole, if you take slot number 1 bottom conductor means under south pole you should take slot number 3 bottom conductor. Or under north pole, if you take slot number 2 top conductor means second, if you take under south pole, slot number 4 top conductor 4 you should take. So 2 is connected to which segment? Second segment. And whatever 4 is connected to which segment I can say? Fourth segment. 4 minus 2 how much once again? 2. Suppose if you want to take under north pole, in second slot bottom conductor, if you take 2 dash, okay, 2 dash is connected to fifth segment, and under south pole also in slot number 4 bottom conductor nothing but 4 dash is connected to whom here? I can say 7. 7 minus 5 how much here? 2. Therefore, ultimately, what is the formula for number of commutator segments between north pole and south pole here? So equal to slots per pole. Okay, and please tell me number of commutator segments. Number of commutator segments. Number of commutator segments between positive brush and negative brush is equal to how much? I am asking number of commutator segments between positive brush and a negative brush is equal to how much? Once again, please, if you want, you can compare this one. This is what I can say positive brush. This is what I can say negative brush. So positive brush means 7th segment. Negative brush means 5th segment. 7 minus 5, 2 once again. 2 2 means how can you write this one? Slots per pole only. Slots per pole only. If you take plus and minus, so 7 minus 5, 2. Okay. If you take a plus and minus, 5 minus 3, 2. If you take plus and minus, 9 minus 7, 2. If you take okay, like that you have to compare. It's very simple. Okay, here guys. Right. So next one. Please let me give number of coils. What is that? Next formula. Number of coils connected between two commutator segments. Between two commutator segments. See this, if you observe a formula for this, try to see here. How many number of coils are there between two commutator segments here? I'll do one thing. See, please try to compare this one, guys. Suppose if you see here in a segment number 1, if you take I'm asking number of coils connected between two commutator segments. Let me find out number of coils between segment number 1 and segment number 2. Is it clear? Segment number 1 and segment number 2. So I have taken segment number 1. So let me start from this. So what is the number of coil here? I mean, what is the coil name from this? I'm just starting from segment number 1. See, I'm just drawing 1 second, guys. From here, I'm just drawing 1 3 dash is the coil. 1 3 dash is the coil. So from 1 to 2, if you are going, I'm saying from 1 to 2, if you are going, how many number of coils you are able to see? That I'm just finding. Okay. So you are able to see 1 3 dash is the coil. Okay. 1 3 dash is the coil, and once again, and if you see from here, yes, 6 8 dash is the coil. 6 8 dash is the coil. This 8 dash is connected to, I can say, second segment, no? Right. That means 6 8 dash. So this 1 3 dash coil and 6 8 dash coil is connected between what I can say segments, commutator segments. What I said, connected between commutator segments 1 and 2. So please try to understand 1 3 dash and 6 8 dash. 1 3 dash and 6 8 dash are the two coils connected between segment number 1 and segment number 2. Okay, is it clear? So please try to, if you try to see this formula for lap winding, it will be 1. Only one coil will be there between two segments. Whereas in wave winding, if you see 1 3 dash is the one coil and 6 8 dash is another coil. Two coils are connected between I can say commutator segments 1 and 2. If you see lap winding, which I explained in the previous video, if you please try to please try to see that video. So there number of I can say number of coils between commutator segments will be equal to 1. Okay. So guys, tell me number of coils connected between two commutator segments equals how much you are getting here? 2 coils, no? 2. So can I write this 2 as P by 2, guys? Can I write this 2 as a P by 2? Because what is the number of poles in this question? 4. 4 by 2 you are getting 2 only, no? Okay. So now I am deciding how many number of parallel paths are there for this wave winding. For deciding number of parallel paths only, we are discussing all those things. Is it clear, guys? Now please tell me. I am asking very simple question now. Okay. So now please tell me last formula, number of coils connected between positive negative pressure. I am asking number of coils connected between positive and negative brushes. Tell me, guys, so that we can decide how many number of parallel paths are there for this wave winding. Okay, guys. So tell me number of coils connected between positive and negative brushes is equals to. I am asking very simple question. I am asking. See, I already told you here number of commutator segments between positive brush and negative brush is equals to S by P. Yes, I can write here S by P. Don't confuse. Here I said number of commutator segments between positive brush and negative brush means I am getting S by P. And how many number of coils are there between two commutator segments? So P by 2. So if you want total number of coils connected between positive and negative brushes, S by P into P by 2, no? There is nothing to confuse. I am asking number of coils between, okay, positive negative brush means between positive negative brush we are having S by P complete segments. Okay, and number of coils connected between two complete segments means you are getting P by 2. If you want total number of coils between positive brush negative brush means, so you should write S by P into P by 2. Okay, so what of this value? S by 2. That means what is the meaning here? So number of coils between positive and negative brushes you are getting S by 2. That means, so total slots are divided into two parts. Total slots are divided into two parts. Please try, let me repeat. Total slots are divided into two parts in wave winding. That means what is the number of parallel paths in wave winding? 2. Is it clear? So please try to note on this and just let me give one point here. Please note down. Here I am saying after this. In wave winding, S coils divided into two parts. 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 That is in wave winding two parallel paths exist. That is in wave winding two parallel paths exist. Okay guys. Okay, next point. In lap winding, see here I told you number of coils connected between two complete segments means you are getting 2, no, in wave winding, whereas in lap winding you will get 1. Okay, note down that. In lap winding, number of coils connected between two complete segments equal to I said number of coils connected between two complete segments equals to 1. Next point. Number of coils connected between positive and negative brush equals to number of coils connected between positive and negative brushes equal to number of coils connected between positive and negative brush equal to. Tell me here what might be the value. So here S by P into what should write? Previously here you are writing 2, no? Into 2 you are writing here. That means into P by 2 you are writing wave winding. But here into 1 you should write. Because what is the value of number of coils connected between two complete segments in lap winding? 1. So S by P into 1. So what about this value? I will get S by P. So please note down. Number of coils connected between positive and negative brush equals to S by P into 1 equal to S by P. Therefore in lap winding, S coils divided into P parallel paths. S coils divided into P parallel paths. I mean to say P parts. S coils divided into P parts. Therefore in lap winding, number of parallel paths equals to number of poles. Okay, right? So I think I already told you. So if you see number of parallel paths in wave winding, what I said, 2. In lap winding equal to number of poles, P I said. And what about number of brushes? If you see clear, number of brushes if you see, okay, in wave winding it is 2, in lap winding it is P. Okay, but one thing I told, what is that? In a number of brushes wave winding generally it is 2, but for large DC machine it may be equal to number of poles. Okay, I can write here in this portion. I can write for large DC machine. For large DC machine, that will be equal to how much here? I can say number of poles. So please try to understand this one. Number of parallel paths for wave winding it is 2, for lap winding it is 4. Lap winding it is a P. Sorry. For wave winding it is 2, For lap winding it is P. Suppose poles are 4 means number of parallel paths becomes 4. And brushes equals to 2 for wave winding generally. For large DC machine, that brushes may be equal to number of poles, and for lap winding number of brushes equals to number of poles. Okay guys, so please try to note down this. Right. Now please tell me lap winding. So tell me where lap winding will be used and where wave winding will be used. That I am just giving here. So with that we'll end this session. So first of all, see guys, in this let us assume that let number of conductors equals to, I am saying here, let number of conductors equals to Z. Let us assume that number of conductors equals to how much here? Z. Total number of conductors, I am just taking it as a Z. Now I am asking here EMF per conductor. What is that? EMF per conductor. EMF per conductor, I am taking it as E. Please try to understand. Total number of conductors, I am just taking it as the Z. EMF per conductor equals to, I am just taking it as the E. Next, resistance of each conductor. Resistance of each conductor. Resistance of each conductor, I'll take it as capital R. Each conductor, I'm saying each conductor equals to each conductor resistance value, I'm just taking it as R. Okay. Now number of parallel paths. Let me take number of parallel paths. Let me represent with capital A. Capital A. Capital A. Okay. So guys, now tell me, suppose if I have a total number of parallel paths A means, in each parallel path, how many number of conductors I can place? Z by A. Please try to understand. Total number of conductors, I am just saying Z. Number of parallel paths A means, in each parallel path, how many number of conductors I can place? Z by A only. Is it clear? Suppose that means, let me take conductor number 1 here. Conductor number 2 here, okay, and so on. Okay, here I am just asking very simple question here. So tell me how many total number of conductors can be placed in each parallel path. So number of parallel paths equals to A in each parallel path. So let me give numbering here 1, 2 like that. How many number of conductors can be placed in each parallel path means Z by A. Let me take it as Z by A. Like this, how many number of parallel paths are there? You are having A parallel paths. No, let me give you this is one parallel path here. This is about one parallel path and another parallel path. I'll take it as like this. Once again, one conductor, two conductor, and so on. Z by A. Okay, Z by A. This is what parallel path number. Parallel path number 1, parallel path number 2, and so on. So tell me like this, how many number of parallel paths will be there? I told you you'll be having A, no? A parallel paths. Once again, here one conductor, second conductor, and so on. Z by A. So like this. Here there is nothing to confuse. A very simple question I am asking. Suppose total number of conductors I am asking, I am just taking it as Z. Number of parallel paths I am just taking it as A. In each parallel path I can place Z by A conductors 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on Z by A. In this parallel path also 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on Z by A. Like this we are having total number of parallel paths. We are having A parallel paths, 1 parallel path, second parallel path, 3, 4 and so on. Up to A should write. So once again 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on Z by A. Okay. So please guys, now let me ask very simple question now. So I asked already you, what is the EMF per path? EMF per path I am asking. EMF into the per path. Please try to understand. The EMF per conductor means I said E. Per conductor means E I said. So total number of conductors you are having in each parallel path Z by A. So for each parallel path, So what about EMF? E into Z by A. So EMF per path equals to E into Z by A. E into Z by A. And see, since they are in parallel, so what about effective EMF? I'm asking effective EMF means what? Across, if you include all parallel paths, okay? If you include all parallel paths, so here for each parallel path you are getting, for each conductor we are saying E is the EMF. So like that you are having Z by A conductors are there in a series in each parallel path. So if they are in series means definitely you should add, no? So E plus E plus E plus E plus and so on up to Z by A conductors, okay? So in each parallel path, if you want EMF, for each conductor EMF is the value E. So like that you are having Z by A conductors, E into Z by A is the value. If you want effective EMF, so across parallel combination, EMF will be same. So I can write here E into Z by A is the value. Okay guys, okay. So like that, please tell me what about resistance value also. I am asking resistance per path. Resistance per path I am asking. See, for each conductor I said resistance of each conductor means capital R I said. So for each conductor they are capital R means total how many number of conductors are there, just like previously, I mean for voltage you just add up. Like that if they are in series you have to add, no, for resistance also. So for each conductor resistance value is capital R. Total Z by A is the conductors placed in they are connected in series. They are placed in one parallel path. So what about R path means I can say R into Z by A. So tell me R effective. I am asking once again R effective. Very simple. Suppose guys, if resistance for one parallel path is capital R, if they are like that four parallel paths are there, if you want effective resistance means R by 4. Like that here for each parallel path resistance value is R into Z by A. Tell me for overall effective resistance means R into Z by A divided by what are the number of parallel paths here? A. Okay. So you are going to have R into Z by A square is the value. A square is the value. Okay. See, you can call this effective EMF or I can say rated EMF also. Nothing wrong. Rated EMF also we can call it as, okay, we can call it as rated EMF also. Now guys, please tell me, like that please tell me what about current I am asking. Current through each conductor I am saying here. So here I take a number of conductors, no. So please tell me now current through each conductor. Current through each conductor is equal to, I'll take it as capital I. Okay. So tell me what about current per path. Current per path I am asking. Current per path. Current in each parallel path I can say. Current in each parallel path. Current in each path simply. Current in each path equals how much? Very simple, no? See, in each path, though they are Z by A conductors, they are in series. Therefore, current will not change. Whatever the current flowing through each conductor, that will be same, no? So once again, current in each path equals to I only. Okay. So like that, how many number of parallel paths are there? Capital A. So what about rated current, or I can say effective current, I can say. Tell me. Effective current, you can say please tell me effective current or please tell me IA effective means armature current effective or IA rated value is equals how much? Here also if you want you can note down E effective or EA rated, armature voltage rated, okay. IA rated value how much here? I into how many number of parallel paths are there? A parallel paths. Very simple. If they are parallel means definitely we have to add current, no. So for each parallel path, so current is I, like that we are having A parallel paths, so effective current or I can say rated armature current is equals to I into A. Okay. So tell me guys, ultimately I am asking a simple question. So tell me rated power. So rated power equals how much? If you observe clearly, their voltage, how it is depending on number of parallel paths. See, effective or E rated voltage equals to E into Z by A. It is inversely proportional to number of parallel paths. Whereas current IA effective or IA rated equals to I into A means I proportional to the number of parallel paths. Now I am asking rated power. Rated power is equals to, okay, EA rated into what I can say, IA rated. Okay guys, EA rated value how much? E into Z by A into what is IA rated value? I into, you can say I into A, no? I into A. That means let me cancel this A. So what about P? I mean power, rated power. Rated power is independent of number of parallel paths, I can say A. So what about the voltage? E proportional to 1 by A, I mean current proportional to A, whereas power proportional to, power independent of A, I can say. Okay, these things you have to understand. So ultimately here one thing I am just doing here, if you, there is no need to remember all those things, leave it. Okay, so ultimately I need relation between EMF and parallel paths, current and parallel paths. So how what is the ratio you are getting here? E proportional to 1 by you are getting, and I proportional to A you are getting. P rated power proportion is independent of A you are getting. Okay guys, now tell me, so where number of parallel paths will be more? So I already discussed. So number of parallel paths will be more in lap winding, because in wave winding you are having only 2 parallel paths, no? Because previously I explained. So in wave winding S slots are divided into 2 parts, whereas in lap winding S slots divided into P parts. So you are having number of parallel paths in lap winding equals to, I can say, number of poles. In wave winding number of parallel paths equals to 2 only. Okay, since in lap winding number of parallel paths are more, okay, lap winding is used for large current comma low voltage ratings. It is used for large current comma low voltage ratings. In wave winding number of parallel paths are less, therefore less means what? Voltage will be more, no? Less means what? Current will be less, no? Wave winding is used for large voltage comma small current ratings. Okay, please note on that point, please. Since number of parallel paths are more in lap winding, since number of parallel paths are more in lap winding, since number of parallel paths are more in lap winding, and number of parallel paths are less in wave winding, and number of parallel paths are less in wave winding, lap winding is used for large current comma low voltage applications, whereas wave winding is used for large voltage comma low current applications, okay guys. So please let me conclude. So in this video, if you see, we completed a designing of a wave winding. So by using one table column, and by using coil span data, and by using a commutator pitch. So what is the formula for commutator pitch in wave winding? 2 by P into S plus or minus 1. Okay. So guys, the designing part is not that much important for you. So ultimately one thing you have to remember, what is that? What is the number of parallel paths in lap winding? Equal to number of poles. In wave winding, number of parallel paths equals to 2. Okay guys. Next, if you see here, I just now I discussed. So we are going to have two relations. E proportional to 1 by A you will get, I proportional to A you will get, whereas P is independent of A you will get. That means if you take lap winding is used for large current comma low voltage applications, because in lap winding number of parallel paths are more. Since I proportional to A, E proportional to 1 by A, so whenever parallel paths are more, lap winding is used for large current comma low voltage applications. And if you see wave winding, it is used for wave winding is used for large voltage comma, I can say small current applications, because E proportional to, you are having relation 1 by A and I proportional to A you are getting. In wave winding, number of parallel paths are less, so I proportional to A, parallel paths are less, therefore current will be less. E proportional 1 by A is less here, so voltage will be more. So ultimately wave winding is used for large voltage low current applications. Okay guys, whereas if you see guys if you take lap winding or wave winding, if you see power at load, it remains same because it is independent of parallel paths as told. No? P is independent of parallel paths. So if you see at load, if you calculate at load voltage, and load current for lap and wave, suppose if I use lap winding, so load current will be more, load voltage will be less. If you take wave winding, load voltage will be more, load current will be less. But what about power? If you compare lap and wave, power will be equal because power is independent of parallel paths. No, so obviously power will be same at load if you take lap winding or if you take wave winding. Is it clear? This is about wave winding designing and some information regarding wave winding. Okay, in the next video I am just going to give terms which are important for understanding lap and wave windings. You might have known already, we had seen a commutator pitch. In addition to commutator pitch, we are having so many terms are like example back pitch, front pitch, winding pitch, okay, commutator pitch, which we already discussed. Okay, like that we will discuss some terms. Okay, average pitch. So those terms will be explained in the next video. Maybe those terms are not that much important for GATE examination, but the terms will be important for some PSUs. Example, if you see for state level exams, like if you take Andhra Pradesh, so for SPDCL DISCOM's point of view, some questions will be asking regarding this back pitch, front pitch, winding pitch, average pitch, commutator pitch, all those things. So those things I'll be seeing in the next video. Okay, thank you.